So, what are we going to talk about tonight? What were we talking about? What's the game plan? What's the goal?
I was asked this question very early this morning, and I think my answer was, how can people help? Like, if you're watching this shit and you're not totally checked out of politics, then that must mean you still give a shit and you're paying attention and you want some of this stuff to pass. Like, what can people do?
What do you think? Do you have an answer yet, or?
I have the answer, but I'll share it, or open it up though. Cheyanne, Matt, you're slow. I'm moving it. Shy, you go. You're up.
What people can do?
Yeah. How can people help?
Well, people should start with just whatever they're comfortable doing. So, like, not everyone's comfortable jumping on a live stream, but maybe you're comfortable liking something or sharing it or amplifying it in some degree, and you start there. But also, like, speak up with your takes, and because you never know what. Like, some people who think they don't have good takes have like some of the greatest takes, and you got to start somewhere. Yeah,
I would argue that right there. So keep that in. So like, know what you're capable of, but actually do it then, right? So for example, if it's because there's a lot of people who don't even like comments. Maybe that's even too much for you, right? Just like and comment and even someone know that you like exist right here, right? Start by liking a comment. Start by liking a few comments. Start by sharing a video to a friend in your personal bubble, because then you're doing two things. Right? You've helped someone in that sphere, right? You've kind of helped boost their content, and you've begun to generate a conversation within your personal bubble that you can kind of start to move forward, right? And so you're working on both fronts then. And eventually, as you start to like and share, maybe you can eventually comment, right? And then maybe eventually you'll make a video of your own. It doesn't have to be like your face. Maybe you just put a meme up with some music, right? You can have fun with that, things like that. And you slowly do more and more as you get kind of more comfortable, right? To the point, dude, the thing is like, so for example, dude, you know how long it took me to get on TikTok? I was afraid to get on TikTok at first in some ways, right? It seems kind of crazy, but it's like, you just, like anything, you jump in, you just get, better and better at it. And maybe that's not for you. That's okay. Maybe you're just a content pusher. That's totally important too, because the greatest content creator needs that fan base.
Yep.
So.
That's the number one thing you could do. But just, if you're still liking content and like sharing it and retweeting it, whatever, that's amazing. That's the best help you can do, and it's amazing. And it's part of what I would call there's actually a concept for relational organizing is the term. So if you want to learn more about it, you could look up relational organizing, crowdsourced online collective activism. Those are all there's a lot of different theories and approaches, but they're all focused around the general concept that a decentralized network of people working together can fucking change the system. And it's been proven over and over again throughout history. So yeah.
It's all good, Kitty. Everyone's got their days, right? Sometimes life just kind of hits. Sometimes okay, just to kind of take your space and chill and recoup.
This is a perfect example of sometimes your own how you view yourself is not how everyone else views you. And so I would argue Kitty is one of the most involved, just moving the needle person I know among us. Yep. And so for her to be sorry, I've been MIA, is just her perception.
Shows how involved she actually is actually.
Yeah. Versus what she actually does.
For example, she's doing the logo. I'm not really big on Twitter, but I swear every time on Twitter, she's probably one of the first people I see pushing something. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She's the only reason I ever got on a live stream or even did a video. I think it was a video post upload to Twitter. She motivates and inspires.
Did I mention the logo stuff?
Yeah, she did do her kick-ass logo.
Yeah, she's doing a shit ton, man. She's one of the fucking top contributors to all this shit that I know so far in my short time. Fucking maybe the top in some ways. So if you
could be argued.
You take your time. That's the beauty of this. That's why we're a team, right? Because some days people pick up the slack.
So. Yeah, well, and I would argue that she created a domino effect, because the same way that Michael was I saw her videos and then got inspired to do things, I was I saw her videos and got inspired to do things too.
So she's kind of a beacon in a sense then.
Dude, and you know what? If I look at how many people I've interacted with, and I've brought a lot into being more engaged, whether through content posts and stuff. The whole reason I'm engaged is because of my son. My fucking son suggested I watch a video of Andrew Yang and this UBI concept, and so that's how it's just. You think about what if you've been able to bring people get that light fired on in their head yourself, and it started with you, with one person. Like that's your proof right there. Like, this stuff works. Like, keep speaking up, join all the different social media platforms. Like, everyone, I had turned off all of mine, and that's not the answer. The answer is we need to be more engaged online, and we need more smarter, like more informed people fighting for good causes to like become influencers and grow your own audience and help spread the good message. So we're not very.
What is the good message beyond get involved? What's our platform if we had a platform?
If I had a policy platform?
Yeah, what are some big things?
Fucking A. I'd start with, but the mission statement would be what's right in the Declaration of Independence, you know, the life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness. What's that mean in a modern society? It means fucking education, healthcare, like housing, some basic.
It means a healthy balance of progress and tradition, and we target a new a new standard in the modern,
evidence-based,
technologically capable, scientifically inclined, secular United States of America, right? And to that end, dude, I think UBI, criminal justice reform, which we already went through in that live session, right? We talked about that, what our identifiable things there. Medicare for all. Right. So with those three right there, we have to dismantle the military industrial complex. We have to create one department. I want to actually get rid of a lot of government, but we have to create a department that actually, this is Andrew Yang based. Their job is to track statistics and data, right? So like, for example, we have to track all this shit. Like, one of the problems with the police is we don't have data because they're not tracking that shit, right? Not at a local, state, federal level. So across all these things, we have to have metrics that we can actually then make decisions upon, because our legislation is actually written to not keep track of this shit on purpose, right? So there's no standards, right? There's no mandates, anything like that, right? So you have to have some kind of like, you know, statistical analysis department, right? That works as a resource for all these various entities, right? So then we can make sound decisions based upon empirical data. And we also have to reconcile the First Amendment and free speech in the modern era, in the modern digital era.
That's a tough one too. That's a big one. That's a tough one.
So,
yeah, I like all of that. I think that the justice reform has to come first. I think that you're not going to see progress on these other issues, which require a massive amount of people demanding it collectively, until we can take care of these this systemic racism in our judicial system.
Because that's the whole thing. Because if you can't protest against the system without fear of cops going at your ass, right? And you know you're not gonna get your day in court and shit. That limits what you can do as a political body, as a people, to maneuver against the system, right?
Yeah,
so if you don't have a legal system that's fair, that actually protects you in those avenues that you utilize to go against the system, then you can't do anything, to your point. So yes, we have to make sure that the legal system actually works for us as a people, and not just as a facade to maintain the authoritarian structure the oligarchs want.
That's right. That's right.
So
this country, if it wants to be first in the world, we want to say we're the number one country in the world. You know what?
And dropping drones.
And dropping drones. You know, we need to act like it, and that means fucking ensuring that everyone has the ability to exist, just exist, like not starve to death. And I don't give a fuck if they're lazy or dumb or whatever the other excuses are people use for poor people being poor. I don't give a fuck about any of that. Everyone, by being a fucking human, should have the basics of require to exist taken care of, so that people aren't starving to death or going to bed hungry. Especially, I mean, I don't care who they are. That's number one. Number two, if you're working full time, you should be fucking making enough so that you can goddamn go on vacation, have a house, have a fucking car, like have time with the family and shit, do some fun shit. There's got to be an opportunity for upward mobility for people that get a better education or fucking start their own business, take a chance, like all of that shit, like ending the fucking and all the racism and bigotry in this country. All of that shit's fucking childish as fucking. People need to fucking grow the fuck up. And then, fucking tackle the fucking police, tackle the military industrial complex. There's a lot of fucking fights ahead of us, man. But we're lagging behind the rest of the world in all those fronts. So,
Stacks on stacks.
Yeah, man.